Yeah, we're gonna dart for today. What if the minions served Hitler during World War II? Crazy video topic, but this is very interesting because the minions follow everybody, not everybody, follow anyone that seems like a leader, so I gotta see how this would turn out.
Minions are compelled to serve the evilest master they can find, but they were exiled to an ice cave in the Arctic.
Evil? Wait, I never knew this. I saw the Minions movie, but it's been years since I'd seen it. I didn't know they only follow an evil person. I thought they followed just a person who they look up to as a leader.
After serving
not any evil nigga.
Now, canonically, they reemerge in 1968, conveniently skipping the 2 world wars. But what if we didn't let them off the hook that easy? What if they reemerged in 1938 instead? How could 3 small minions change the course of history? From their ice cave in the Arctic, the minions trekked south into Soviet territory. In St. Petersburg, they learned of Hitler from a Soviet newsreel while huddled inside a theater for warmth. The film warned of a power-hungry dictator threatening freedom and peace.
If this actually happened, how would Hitler react to these minions that pulled up on him speaking 4 different languages in one, and he just speaking German? He's like, I can't understand you niggas. It's the understanding standpoint. How would they even work together if they can't even understand each other? I don't even know how Groot understands the minions. I don't know how. I guess in some instances you can understand them, but I don't think Hitler would understand them.
Perfect traits for an evil master. When they reached Nuremberg, the minions immediately knew they were in the right place. Posters with Hitler's face on it were plastered everywhere. Swastikas were hanging from every building. The streets were packed with cheering Germans. For them? No! They were in the middle of a military parade. The minions are quickly arrested. While in prison, they caught the attention of Heinrich Himmler. Himmler was the head of the SS and deeply obsessed with the occult. He claimed that the master race came from Atlantis and believed that SS soldiers had reincarnated warrior souls. The minions spent the next 18 months.
He actually believed that? Atlantis?
Enduring Nazi experimentation and torture. After cruelty proved ineffective and vivisection impossible, attempts at communication were made. Picture cards and gestures eventually revealed the minions' mission. Himmler made a phone call. Mein Führer, he said, I believe I have found the origin of the master race. Gain the favor of their emissaries, and the war is won. Hitler is skeptical, but the evidence from the minion torture trials was indisputable. By now, the war was in full swing.
Damn, Minions has been tortured for so many years, and he can't die. I wonder if they can feel pain.
The Nazi forces had experienced their first major defeat at the Battle of Britain. They had to exploit any possible advantage. And so, the minions became Hitler's constant companions. While living at Hitler's residence, the minions were subjected to a constant stream of Nazi wartime.
I wonder, how was this nigga as a person? Because the minions are so fucking goofy, and they do the most obnoxious, random shit. I don't think Hitler will fuck with that at all.
Propaganda, which they understood as movie nights. They'd get fitted for tiny uniforms, and soon literally be marching in lockstep. They deliver speeches at rallies and feel the rush of the loyal, ecstatic crowd's adoration. That
is a crazy ass picture, bro. Oh my, got the long ass mustache too. I think this is Kevin. This is Bob, I think. No, this is Bob. This Kevin Bob. I forgot who this nigga is.
Feel the rush of the loyal, ecstatic crowd's adoration. They toured the country, accompanying Hitler to demonstrations of the latest Wunderwaffen, like Heavy Gustav, the largest gun fired even to this day. It shot shells the weight of 2 pickup trucks at targets over 20 miles away. It was pure catnip for the minions, who were seeing a fully mechanized superweapon for the first time.
The minions probably
spammed it. The
minions
came to a consensus. They would contact their people and introduce them to their Führer. It was during a demonstration of a futuristic jet fighter that Stuart's eye began to open. Bored with the technical details, he wandered off, away from the spotless showroom full of sycophantic Nazi scientists. He opened a door to the production line and was hit with a wave of hot, acrid air. Rows of haunted eyes looked up at him from dirty, gaunt faces. They were forced laborers, brought in from occupied territory. Stuart's heart plummeted. Was this the fate that awaited his kin?
That's the name, Stuart?
These men weren't minions, they were slaves. German guards descended on them with their cudgels, and Stuart could bear no more. He looked away.
Stuart!
The other minions
That's
were
his name.
to believe what Stuart had seen. Worse, Bob began to defend Hitler's actions. He was young, Impressionable, his head full of ideas like patriotism and loyalty, Stuart begged the others to flee with him, but Bob refused and Kevin wouldn't leave him behind. During a state dinner, Stuart slipped away and hid inside a shipping crate destined for Poland.
Damn,
next few days-
Stuart said, fuck no, I'm not gonna be dealing with these niggas, bro. We already got tortured by these people, and you still wanna stay by their side and work for them? Bro, hell no, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Quickly, Kevin and Bob spent their days in Hitler's war room. The Nazis were planning a surprise invasion of the Soviet Union, with a secondary goal of making contact with the minions still waiting in the ice cave. They'd follow German troops as far north as Leningrad, then travel with a specialized detachment equipped to traverse the Arctic expanse. All that was needed was for Kevin to point out the ice cave on the map. He hesitated, just for a moment, but Hitler noticed. Back at Hitler's home, he invited Kevin into his study. He commended Kevin's bravery for going on this mission, which will bring the yellow Wundervolk to the forefront of the Nazi war effort. Unfortunately,
But why does
bringing
Kevin
yellow
look like he's
Wunder-
in a damn it's like VHS horror. I think monologue horror. I don't know. It's like I'm pretty sure you guys remember the Mandela video. I forgot what the genre is called. It's something monologue horror or some shit. VHS horror. He literally looks like he's in one, bro.
Fortunately, he says, with sudden menace, Bob will not be joining you. He'll stay here, right by my side. Do you understand? Kevin understood. Bob would serve as collateral to make sure Kevin completed the mission. Meanwhile, Stuart came out of his crate and into a nightmare. The Warsaw Ghetto saw nearly 500,000 Jews crammed into an area hardly bigger than 1 square mile. Nazis distributed less than 200 calories per day, with the intention of creating mass starvation. Most of the food was smuggled, and this was how Stuart proved his loyalty to the Jewish resistance. When the true purpose of the Nazi resettlement program became clear, the resistance prepared for battle. Soon, Stuart was smuggling more than food. Weapons, fuel, anything that could help the
Stuart is on timing, bro. This nigga, bro, he's starting a whole new team.
resistance. He became known as the Yellow Golem, after the tireless servant from Hebrew folklore. When SS forces entered the ghetto, they were prepared. Victory was impossible, but at least this way they could go out on their own terms. In the ensuing uprising, Stuart led an effort that
Look at Stuart
to safety, then threw himself into battle. He burned out a German tank with just gasoline and a cigar. But in the end, the Nazis razed the ghetto to the ground. Stuart was ready to die with his fellow partisans.
Die?
At the last possible moment, he was smuggled out and into the hands of American intelligence. Now at Leningrad, long-range
So he
aircraft
survived?
and STs were prepared for their one-way mission. Kevin noticed weapons being loaded and explosives. It was only then that he began to realize the true extent of his collaboration, and his people, his innocent, naive kin, would pay the price. He thought of Bob and felt a welling of resolve. They flew until the plane's tanks were run dry. When they landed, the commandos began to cannibalize the aircraft for shelter. The mood was grim. They had no means of return or resupply. They had to rely on the word of a minion that there would be anything at all at the location. Worse yet, a strong headwind meant they landed short. They estimated a 2 weeks trek to the cave. Kevin led them there, hating himself the whole time. He ate his last banana and thought of the absurdity of a tropical fruit in the frozen Arctic. It took even longer than anticipated, almost 4 weeks in the end. When they arrived, the commandos were half-starved. They were ready to descend on the minion village and loot it for anything edible, even minion flesh. In order to prevent mutiny, the commando leader held a gun to his second-in-command and executed him in cold blood.
What the fuck?
Kevin is sent into the ice cave alone. To be reunited with the others after all he experienced felt joyous at first, but it gave way to a deep gulf of pain and separation. The past few years left him utterly changed compared to the naive minion he was nearly 4 years ago. He took the podium.
Damn, it's
and
been
spoke of
4
what he had seen
years.
and done. He warned against blind devotion to a charismatic leader, the end result of hateful dogma. Then he explained their present situation. He begged for forgiveness and rallied the minions together. When they emerged from the ice cave to greet the Nazis, they were armed.
Oh my god.
There was-
Minions versus Nazis. That's a crazy line.
was met with machine guns and rifles. It was shaping up to be a massacre, but the minions would no longer
Oh my
bend to
god.
tyrants.
The minion, like, Do minions bleed? Because if they have like 3 goddamn miniguns, like LMGs, a whole fighting squad in the back, just yellow blood all over the damn yellow blood all over the place, bro. Splatter. I wonder, do these niggas bleed? I never seen them bleed in movies because, of course, it's Despicable Me. They can't show that. But
suddenly, the commandos noticed a cloud of ice.
I thought they couldn't die either.
Approaching faster than possible.
But they probably don't know
At its
that.
center, a yellow speck. It was Stuart, but he was completely transformed.
What the
American
fuck?
scientists augmented him in an accelerated version of the Mega Minions program from Despicable Me 4. The order was given to fire, but
I never watched Despicable Me 4. I forgot that movie was even a thing. I only seen 1, 2, and 3. I forgot the 4th one was a thing. Oh, it probably flopped so bad.
Bullets bounced off of his rocky yellow hide as he worked himself into a frenzy. The SS commandos could do nothing as Mega Stuart sadistically killed them, the horrors of Warsaw fresh in his mind.
Damn.
The leader took Kevin hostage and revealed the detonator to a bomb. He threatened to collapse the ice cave they were standing on its roof. Mega Stuart simply reached out his arm and ripped the Nazis' mind to shreds. In seconds, he relived every atrocity he ever committed, with such intensity his brain cooked like an egg. Several months later, Kevin
They could just do that? I gotta watch the 4th movie now. If he just did that in the 4th movie, bro, how is he that powerful? How? I gotta watch the 4th movie.
Minions, and they began construction of an impenetrable ice fortress around the cave. Minions would prove to
That's
be
pretty
far
hard.
more isolationist in this timeline, and the next time they exposed themselves to humanity, they would be prepared. One morning, Kevin walked in on Stuart putting on his super suit. "It's time to say goodbye," Stuart explained. His American
What the fuck? That's a
handlers
super
needed his help
suit?
on the Pacific Front, and he was duty-bound. Years later, Stuart testified at the Nuremberg trials. They showed all that remained of Hitler's body, just a burnt jawbone found in a bombed-out crater. On the slide, Stuart noticed the remains of a pair of goggles, cracked and blackened by heat. That was all that was left of Bob as well, he realized with mounting horror.
Bob?
Bob. Sweet,
No!
innocent Bob. It seemed he had stayed by Hitler's side throughout his final days in the Führer bunker. Although rumors of a yellow creature spotted in Argentina persisted for decades.
Oh, that nigga's alive.
Cold War
He's
began.
out there somewhere
Stuart
else.
played an instrumental role for American intelligence. He worked alongside the supervillain known as the Bald Terror, who would later prove to be the father
What the
of one
fuck?
Felonious Gru. Spy satellites revealed a plutonium production complex at the Minion Autonomous Oblast. But all that happened in Minions 2, Cold War. While researching this video, I was actually able to find Bob's goggles on eBay. I bought them, I couldn't resist, and I went and put them on my shelf. If you like this, you'll probably like my next
Nah,
video
this couldn't
too,
have, bro.
which I'm calling I Get $1 Million, but I'm hunted by a genius gorilla for life. I'm trying to make these videos a sustainable thing, so
A
if you want to
genius
see me in
gorilla?
the credits for my next video, you can subscribe to my Patreon.
Damn, W video. This is a nice little short video. It's oh my god, it's a crazy ass video. I like this guy. Goblin graphics. W video. I love this.